Within 48 hours, they are going from 200 million to 22 million.
And that's illegal, isn't it?
Of course it's illegal.
Right. So it's no longer news that this newspaper is accusing Wike of this grand corruption. Now, since no other media outlet is corroborating their story, I have since taken their reporting with a pinch of salt. But Senator Ireti Kingibe seems to see it differently.
I have documents to show that when Minister Wike allocated land to his sons, huge tracts of land, fine, as he says, though they are his sons, they're entitled to land, no problem. But the bills, I have them documented, of 200 million that you need to pay, 100 million here that you need to pay, they wrote to him asking that the bill, he should give a waiver and reduce it. Within 48 hours, they are going from 200 million to 22 million.
And that's illegal, isn't it?
Of course it's illegal.
Right.
At the very least, it's unfair, it's unethical, at the very least. And these things, I am a civil engineer, I'm a fact person. I wouldn't come here I wouldn't say so publicly without having
Indeed.
the facts and the documentation.
So in that regard, should he be afraid of you? Because, I mean, you've got oversight over him, or are you afraid of him?
I'm definitely not afraid of him. I'm not saying he should be afraid of me. I'm just saying that considering he should be aware that most things he does, I will know.
So what are you going to do with those documents?
Oh, I'm going to take those documents and go to the body, the equivalent of his state assembly, and insist that that assembly, the president from whom Wike derives his powers, goes back to the National Assembly for approval for everything. And Wike, who is deriving powers from him, does not go to the National Assembly for anything except budget.
Apparently, the Wike team watched the interview and expectedly have some reservations about it.
Well, the first thing I will say is that when the minister, when the accidental, I call her accidental senator for a reason, when the accidental senator was making that kind of allegation, I would have expected that a follow-up question should have been asked. Where are the documents?
Well, she said she had the documents.
If she said, it is
but
not.
She wasn't going to put them up
not,
on air.
It is not enough for me. Can I just come here now to say, oh, I have evidence of you committing crime. I have evidence of you, and you want the public to believe that you actually committed crime.
Well, there's a difference between you alleging that I committed a crime and you alleging that someone else committed a crime.
What she should have been asked was, where are the documents? Because there are no documents.
Let me just make this point, and I don't mean to interrupt you because you do have a right to reply. But when somebody says they have documents, I can't start asking them, is the document under your bed sheet?
That is what I'm saying.
Is it in the hands of a lawyer? No, she says she has the documents.
That is what I'm saying.
So that's,
and I am challenging her now.
For you to challenge
I am challenging her to bring documents showing the names of children of the minister. She should.
Now, I love and respect Mr. Charles Aniagolu, but on this one, I'm going to have to pitch my tent with Larry Olayinka. Now, without a shadow of doubt, Mr. Aniagolu is arguably one of the most experienced and most talented journalists in the country. But I've been watching him for a while now, and he seems to have a very subtle dislike for Wike. And I truly do understand why anyone would not like Wike, because he himself is definitely not going to make it easy for you to like him. But as a veteran of several decades, Mr. Aniagolu should have been able to find a balance around this problem. It shouldn't be that difficult. Truth is, Larry Olayinka was absolutely right on that count, because the least Mr. Aniagolu could have done was ask the senator if she could provide evidence to back up her claims, or even demand to see them for his own information. or demand to see them in public interest. But to suggest that it was not his business to demand for evidence is most unfortunate. I mean, what manner of journalist wouldn't or shouldn't be interested in that kind of bombshell document? Or is he saying that if a guest had come on his program to accuse the owner of a rise of corruption, he would have acted the same way? Of course not. And to suggest that it is the sole duty of the man being accused to challenge his accuser is even more ridiculous. The question is, doesn't Mr. Aniagolu know that he has a professional duty to demand for evidence? I bet he knows. And of course, it doesn't mean the senator would have obliged him, but it is just the least thing any fair-minded, objective journalist would have done, especially since the individual being accused wasn't physically present at the time.
You see, the problem here is that people like our senator, accidental senator Ireti, because I call her alias Kingibe, because she's not supposed to be bearing that name Kingibe any longer.
Well, let me take you up on that, because that's a value judgment on your part, which has nothing to do. She's perfectly entitled as the ex-wife of someone. She changed her name to Kingibe. All her documents became reflected in Kingibe. And there's no part of the world you go to where you don't have the right to retain a name that you changed your name to. You have every right, she has every right to do that.
We are not on that. We are not here on that.
Yeah, but you brought it up.
I mentioned it to you. If you are married to me, and I'm no longer married to you, and I've come out to say, stop bearing my name.
Did he come out to say stop bearing her name?
Find out from her.
No. Did he come out? You're saying find out from her.
You're
making that allegation.
I am telling you that the husband did say that, don't answer my name again. The husband
he came out and said that?
The husband said that. The husband is alive. Ambassador Kingibe is alive.
Yeah, but even if he, assuming, which I doubt.
I want to, let us,
Kingibe is not the kind of person who gets into that kind of thing.
Let us not go into that.
But let me ask you
She said that,
yeah.
she alleged, she said here that, she claimed here that the minister allocated land to his children. And I'm saying it here that there is no single allocation to any of the children of the FCT minister.
Well, she says she has documents.
That is what I'm saying. That is why I'm saying here that I'm challenging her here to produce those documents.
Or you can go to court.
There have been two publications.
You can go to you can take her to court if you want.
We won't dignify her for that, because somebody got into the Senate, like I said, accidentally. She is looking for a way to retain that seat in 2027, which she knows that will no longer be possible. But let me also say this.
Yeah.
There were two publications. One came up. The minister allocated land to Joak Farm Nigeria Limited. And in the story, it was mentioned that the land was allocated to one of the sons of the minister by name Joaquin. Because you have a child whose name is Joaquin. When you now see Joak Farm automatically now belongs to Joaquin. And that publication also said that 2,080 hectares of land were allocated to that minister's son in Asokoro and Maitama. The entire Asokoro and Maitama Abuja put together is not up to the two districts are not up to 2,000 square meters.
To be entirely fair,
they're not up to
be fair, I'm not sure that was what she was referring to in her allegation. She said
that is the only thing. That is the only thing.
Well, that's what you're.
I have to also clear that.
She said that she has documents, so you can go to her and make her get the documents out.
Yeah. I'm saying here that I'm challenging her to produce those documents. I'm challenging her.
Well, we also
she should bring those documents.
Yeah, but you have to remember, because we just used a clip of her. I mean, we can't run the entire interview, but we did ask her as the interview progressed, whether or what she was going to do with those documents, and she said she was going to bring them up at an appropriate time at at a committee hearing and present it to the National Assembly and all the rest of it. So perhaps you ought to push her to press that.
You see, you have evidence. You have evidence of somebody being a thief, and you are saying that you will produce the evidence to the public at appropriate time. Is there any appropriate time to expose a thief?
No. She said she will take it to the National Assembly and to the committees that would need to investigate.
Such document. See, in my place, in Yoruba land, we call something tojubole. Tojubole eranuru. That is what the senator is doing. She's doing tojubole.
What does that mean? Say this.
Let Senator Ireti Kingibe face our own job. Let us also go and pay our aides that she's owing like 5 months salaries. Yeah. What I'm saying is that the woman should concern herself with her duty in the Senate.
Well,
she should not be doing what they say in the street. Cho-cho-cho-cho-cho. Cho-cho-cho-cho is too much.
I like that.
So, what does her son name got to do with anything? I mean, must everything end in the gutters with Lady Olayinka? Now, I've said it before, and I will say it again. The combination of these two individuals is not healthy for the FCT. And it is only a matter of time before it will backfire. And to Senator Kingibe, you can actually do better. And it is people like you that makes it difficult for some of us to take most public officials seriously. I mean, how do you come out publicly to say you have evidence of corruption against another public official, but then decide to withhold such evidence until God knows when? And these are supposed to be evidence against your biggest political nemesis. Senator, please, tell us something new. My suspicion is that this is another Natasha-like allegation, a big matchbox with absolutely no matchsticks.